Hello guys, welcome to my Raw review of April 14th, 2014. I don't say that often. Obviously not, because the day was yesterday. So, yeah. um, all I have to say is, evolution is mystery. Alright, we'll get into that later. Let's start off with, oh yeah. Obviously not going to go through the whole show, or actually I will, unless it's something that I don't think is needed, so I think I've said that many times before, but just wanted to say it again. So anyways, we got, oh yeah, we started off with the Ultimate Warrior tribute, and I mean, Ultimate Warrior, man. It's the hardest thing to believe that we just saw him 1 week ago making a speech on Monday Night Raw, and the next week it's a tribute in memory of his death. So, it was a classy tribute. I I definitely liked it. The fans were very respectful for the 10 bell thing. I don't know what you'd call that. The 10 bell salute. Yeah, that's what you'd call it. But but I mean, and the video package was definitely awesome. So, I like it. It was good. It was good stuff. After that, we got Rob Van Dam versus Del Rio in a tournament match to decide the number one contender for Big E's title, Intercontinental. See, I can't even remember the word Intercontinental anymore, just because of how horrible it's been, So, anyways, Rob Van Dam defeated Del Rio with the Frog Splash. It was a good match. It was honestly a good match. There was like a botch where Rob Van Dam missed the kick off of, I think it was like yeah, he jumped on the ropes and he turned around and tried to kick him, but I think he lost his balance when he went to kick Del Rio. Still sold the thing, but yeah. Also, I like tournaments. I obviously like March Madness. I like all tournaments, any tournaments, even if it's like some sort of art contest. I still like it because it's a tournament, But if you're to give me a prediction now, and this was my prediction before any of these matches. So if you're to give me a prediction right before any of these matches, it'd probably be Bad News Barrett. They've been, it looks like they're gonna give him this big push, and it doesn't feel right for any of the other heels to win. I think the only other heels in there were Del Rio, who lost this match, and Swagger, who lost the other match. So it would only make sense for Bad News Barrett to win the tournament. I don't want him to win the title though. A lot of people are like, whoever wins this tournament should win the title. But nah, because Bad News Barrett wins. He's held the Intercontinental belt like 12 times. He really doesn't need another reign with it. So yeah. As we go on to the next match, Cody and Goldust, no, it's not the Broads. It's, oh man, the Brotherhood. That's what it is, the Brotherhood. I kept thinking it was the Broads, then the Rhodes brothers, and then the Rhodes family, and I thought the Rhodes legacy. I don't know. I don't really know. So yeah, and Rybaxel. A lot of people hate their new music. A lot of people hate, like taking two themes, I mean, and putting them together. A lot of people don't like that. I love it. I love the Rhodes Brothers theme, the Brotherhood, my bad. I love the Brotherhood's theme. I love Rybaxel's theme, and I wish I could have it on my iPod and I'd listen to it every day. Probably not every day, but you get the point. I enjoy it. But ending was Rhodes went for a disaster kick on Ryback. Ryback followed up the meat hook for the win. And I like that. I like that Ryback was sort of getting not a push, but like a mini push. You know? Cuz whenever Axel or Ryback enters the ring, boo, there's just these big heels. And and if you put them up against the Usos, which I'm guessing they are, you got someone to cheer for during that match, and that's the Usos, which is really good. I like them for that. So after that, we got Paige versus Alicia Fox, and this was actually pretty good. Obviously, the crowd's quiet because no one really cares, but this is actually, I think, this is actually a good match. Alicia Fox is a devastating heel, in my opinion. People are saying, oh, she turns heel and face every week. I think she's better as a heel than a face. I honestly have not seen her face, so I can't say whether she's good or not as a face. But as a heel, she can really bring out that roar and just punch people randomly. Also, that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, she makes it look clean. Del Rio's good, and Cesaro's is better than everyone's, obviously, because Cesaro's the greatest. But Alicia Fox really knows what she's doing when she does the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Anyways, Paige won with the Scorpion Crosslock, and I just want to say thank you for showing us that she has two finishers, not just the Paige Turner. So that heck, maybe we could get a submission match going into the pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. Maybe that's something we can see. I'd watch it. I think that'd be good. It brings some life into the Divas division, which will be great. So, the crowd was really quiet. The only thing they were really cheering for is that Scorpion Crosslock, because it's an awesome finisher. It looks painful. Cause most submissions, it's something that me and my little brother do to each other all the time. This Scorpion Crosslock thing, I'd be like, no, just sort of like, don't ever put me in that ever. That's how I'd feel about that. After that, we got the Usos versus Borton, which I want to call the tag team, but I guess we can't now that they're in Evolution. Again, we'll get to that later. But the Usos were wearing Warrior face paint, which I thought was pretty cool. I would have liked if they wore like the full face paint on both of them, but gotta stick to their gimmick, So, yeah. It wasn't really that good now that I think about that. At first I thought, oh, it was a good match, but da-da-da-da-da-da. But now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't that good. Because there was nothing to get hyped up over. it ended where, like, Randy Orton was going towards one of the Usos. I still don't know how to tell the difference between them. Like, I'm pretty sure Michael Cole and Josh Matthews and whoever keep telling us every single time, like, how to tell the difference. I just can't tell the difference. I just call it Uso 1, Uso 2. You know? That's how I feel about the Usos. But if they had, like, you know what? They should honestly do that. They should have, like, you know how they have the half face paint? The half face paint. You know what? I'm not gonna get into a complete discussion. So yeah, I think it was Randy Orton who was attacking Uso number 1 or 2 on the outside, and then the Shield came in and interfered. Really? You're not gonna give the Usos not even a roll up for a win? It would bring up the Usos' credibility a lot to see that they pinned, you know, former world champions. And the Usos, just these young guys, pinned former world champions. That would bring up their credibility a lot. And then after the match, like, they're both getting mad at each other. They both want to just crush everything and everyone. And then here comes the Shield, who just start beating on them. I think that would have been much better than have them interfere in the middle of the match. But, you know, what you gonna do? After that, we got Paul Heyman coming on to the stage. We got Paul Heyman coming on to the stage and saying that he's the advocate for the conquer of the streak. And that's legit what he said. I don't know how I remember that, but that's legit what he said. The advocate for the conqueror of the streak, Brock Lesnar. And after that, it's just mega heat. Like, mega heat. You know, mega heat for Cesaro. I mean, Paul Heyman. And then after that, he's like, and I'm also the advocate for the king of swing, Cesaro. What? Cesaro's a face, and you... No. This has gone wrong. If you want Cesaro to be over, don't bring up Brock Lesnar. Simple as that. You know? I just don't like that. I just don't like that, you know. I don't like that Paul Heyman's just bringing up all the bad things he's ever done, and then introduces a face who comes out to no music. Like, really? You're gonna have this guy come out to no music? Even his Swiss music that he came, dun 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 dun, it's pumping his shit or whatever that was. You're not even gonna do that music? You're just gonna have him come out to Paul Heyman's voice. I think he should have Heyman legit like sing a song and have that be Cesaro's entrance theme. I think that'd be the best thing ever. Anyways, it was Cesaro versus Mark Henry. Obviously Cesaro came out to nothing. And that's when I was thinking, okay, well, if Cesaro's not doing anything, then it must be Mark Henry who wins this match. No, Cesaro wins, no music plays, and we just get Paul Heyman's voice as the theme. I don't get that. Cesaro won with a neutralizer, and people are saying like, whoa, look at that strength. Oh, okay, I will admit, he is strong for lifting up Mark Henry, but he wasn't doing what he did with Brodus Clay on this. He lifted up, like, halfway. Like, he lifted him up, like, on the ground, and then boom. Like, it looked weak. and to say that Cesaro's like really strong and stuff, it and then show us that doesn't really apply. I'm not saying Cesaro needs to like buff up and get steroids or that I could do it but he couldn't. I just don't think you should do it, period, if you're gonna lift him up like that high. Could have won it with the diving uppercut that he did right before the pin. I would have popped for that. Then again, he was doing uppercuts the whole match. So, you know, yeah. Also, Mark Henry. When was the last time we ever saw him, like, lose this bad? Oh, yeah, it was just a couple weeks ago, actually. Really? Like Mark Henry is becoming the world's strongest jobber. And I think I heard someone say that they wanted Big E to drop the title and go build a tag team with Mark Henry and Big E. No one would care, because no one knows Big E, and no one knows Mark Henry. You know? So, it's just that thing where, like, you want a feud, but it's not gonna matter because no one's gonna care. You know? So yeah, that's the thing. So after that we got Rusev versus Xavier Woods, and obviously he got into super kick, he got the swinging side slam, and got in the accolade, he tapped, and that was it. I don't know what to think of Rusev. I was honestly expecting that he'd be put in the Intercontinental Tournament, but really? No? I just don't get it. Why would Rusev not be in something that's big and and people actually care about, other than 45-second matches with Xavier Woods and Zack Ryder and Justin Gabriel, Also, Xavier Woods, they basically called him up to be a jobber. And I'm not going to say that Xavier Woods deserves better because I like him as a wrestler. No. But I do think the crowd should be a little bit more appreciative of Xavier Woods if they were appreciative of NXT's Paige and NXT's Rusev. So, go ahead, no sell him, I don't care. But I do think that I do think that if the crowd is gonna sell Rusev, they should sell Xavier Woods. He probably already got an entrance during the commercial break, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do if you and Andy comes out to the Funkadactyls music, so not much you can really do about that either. Also, Lana has her own theme. What? Paul Heyman doesn't even have his own theme, and Lana? Like, really? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But after that we got Swagger vs. Sheamus in the Intercontinental title tournament match. I think for some reason, Swagger ended up in the 4 somehow, and then he immediately runs in and takes a bro kick. That's the finish. Don't think that this was 2 minutes. This is definitely longer. This was about 5 minutes, I would say. And in those 5 minutes, it was a good match. Yeah, it's just, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, but it's not something that I'd watch on an everyday basis. There, done with that. Sorry if my mic just wiggled. After that, Sandow came out, then Big Show came out, and the bell run, and then Sandow grabbed a microphone and says, "If you have anything to say, you can keep it to yourself, cause I'm not gonna let you talk." And Big Show looked scary. Like people were saying like, oh, when he does monster stuff, that's when he looks scary. But no, he legit like looked scary because he didn't give like he did not give a single crap about what anything anyone had to say, and that's what I thought was awesome of Big Show. And the best part was, you know, like while Sandow's talking and stuff, he knocks him out, and like at this point I'm like, oh well, it's gonna be like a 2-minute match, and he's gonna pin him for the 1, 2, 3. He doesn't even pin him. He just walks away, and that's the match. I don't know if he got counted out, or I don't know if he got counted out or anything, but it just, I just thought that was a little weird, you know. So, yeah, so yeah. After that, we got after that, we got Bray Wyatt came out. Cuts a good promo, not his best, but it was good, nonetheless. And then after that, we got. I swear, Batista's tights in the background, the gameplay video. I swear that said Boo Tista for a second. Never mind that. So after that, he asks Cena to come out here and have some fun. And here comes Cena with the corny jokes that no one cares about. The photoshops, the margarita references, the dumb things that no one cares about. That is what Cena does every single time. No one cares. I get really mad about stuff because he does this every single feud. He gets the Photoshop editor out. He gets the corny jokes out. He gets the silly stuff. I get this is kid friendly, but just be serious. I didn't really. I don't like that. He did get serious after a while, but I don't like that we have to go through all this funny stuff to get the serious Cena. So Cena's like, how about we have another match at Extreme Rules, but this time it'll be a steel cage match. So then people are thinking like, okay, yeah, steel cage. Wyatt obviously sells it, so does Cena, and it's official. It'll be a steel cage match from Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. If I were to make a prediction right now, I don't want to say Cena would win, but I'm afraid that's what would happen. You know, because it'll look like the tables are turned on Cena. Rowan and Harper are climbing on the cage and stuff. And then you got Cena who's like, oh, I'm going to defy all odds and beat Bray Wyatt. You're a 13-time world champion. What do you have to prove? You know? So, yeah. Anyways, after that, we got Fandango and Layla versus Santino and Emma. And breakups over Twitter? Really? Like, I just don't understand the point of that at all. So, yeah, I don't care. Layla grabbed Emma's leg and pulled her off the top rope. That's the finish, which is really dumb. So, I didn't get that. After that, Stephanie was shouting at Kane, in which Kane said, "Oh, I'm gonna bring out the monster in me," and then he unveiled the mask, which was sitting in that box for months and months and months. And oh snap, the controller ran out. Alright. Which went on for months and months and months. So, yeah. He also said that he was gonna send Daniel Bryan to the depths of hell or something like that. I don't know. But if you were to ask me that Kane is the first guy to go after Daniel Bryan's title run, I'd say you're crazy. But I like it. I like it. We're not getting Randy Orton, we're not getting Batista, we're not getting Triple H. We're getting something different and we haven't seen in a while. You know, I think that's just awesome. You know, that we get something different than we have been getting for the past months and months and months. You know, so. Also, I just have to mention this. There was an Adam Rose vignette where like everyone was playing Hungry Hippos, and I just burst out laughing. Straight after that, you know. Hungry Hippos? Like, really? You're just going Roman Reigns face there. But yeah. I just had to mention that real quick. After that, we got Bad News Bear versus Dolph Ziggler in the last first round tournament match for the number one contendership to the Intercontinental Belt. This is a good match. I didn't know what to make of it initially, but it was a good match. It had a lot of near falls, had a lot of good spots, and there was actually a point where I was thinking that Dolph Ziggler could possibly win. But, you know, obviously he's not going to win, but it's still good. It got me entertained. And Wade Barrett got a wicked bullhammer off of the for the win. Also there was a what's it called? I think it was it was the Avalanche Facebuster or whatever. That's what it was called. Facebuster from the top rope. Barrett sold that like a champ. And could you imagine if that happened at Extreme Rules? That finish right there. Anyways, but he sold it like death. like Bad News Barrett should have, and Dolph Ziggler quickly repaid that sell with another awesome sell from the bullhammer, which was awesome. And right before he hit the bullhammer, he like threw him up in the air, as if he was gonna do the catching finisher from 2K14, and I was like, you 100% should have ended it on that throw him up in the air and then bullhammer as he's falling down. I would have popped big for that. I would have loved that. I think that would have got him really over. But obviously he's a heel, so you can't really do that as a heel. So after that we got The Shield versus a grouping of superstars. And I mean, like, at first I was thinking, like, alright, so Del Rio makes his entrance. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, not happy about it, but okay. After that, I think it was Jack Swagger who came out after that. And I was like, alright, not gonna be the greatest. Then Fandango comes out after that. I'm like, alright, this isn't gonna be good. Then the 3MB comes out, and I'm like, oh snap, crap's about to go down. Cause after the 3 people come out, you know that's like, oh, this is gonna be odds against the Shield, and then Triple H is gonna come out and just dominate everyone and everybody. But you know, obviously the heels working down Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and then they pan to the outside, because I think like, and then they pan to the outside, and Ryback just just walk around. And I'm like, oh snap, Roman Reigns about to come into this, boom, and out of nowhere the spear. And I thought it was the best thing ever, cause like at first, initially I was like, why are they panning towards Ryback? And then you see this missile come out of the bottom right corner. Boosh! I just thought that was awesome. So then it all broke down to a war, and I thought that was the best thing ever. That the spear is what breaks it down to a war between everyone. Then Ambrose just comes out of nowhere, and I don't know what he was thinking with his dive. He didn't even go through the ropes. He just went bleh. He flopped over the ropes, and that's what happened. I thought that was great. And then Seth Rollins got to do his diving senton bomb, swanton, diving senton, diving swanton. I don't know what people call it. I think no, it's a plancha. My bad, but yeah, it was a plancha. Then music started coming up. It was like, nah. and I've only been watching WWE since 2012, like the end of 2012. That's when I started watching WWE, and that's where I was thinking like, okay, we're gonna see a new superstar debut. Nope, Evolution. And I thought, no way, is Ric Flair coming too? Like that's what my first thoughts were. It was like, oh snap, Ric Flair's gonna be with him. I thought that would be awesome to have Ric Flair as a manager during this whole thing. I would have loved that. but Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista come out, and me and JBL said at the exact same time, the band is back together. And I was like, holy crap, I had a moment with JBL. Nah. I started crying. No. But it's just awesome to see Evolution back together. And to see that they're going to be facing, 3 youngsters like the Shield. That'll put the Shield's credibility up over the max. And I hope this feud goes on till, like, what's the pay-per-view after this? After May will be... After May, it'll be... June. My bad, because I don't know the months. My bad. But it'll be June. Oh yeah, June has a different pay-per-view each month. Each year, that is. June has a different pay-per-view each year. So, we'll find that out later. But Batista got Batista bombs on all 3. And then Triple H said, believe in evolution. And then he did the pedigree on Reigns to end the show. Overall, I didn't like this crowd. During the Bray Wyatt segment, they weren't really, and then Bray Wyatt was saying he's got the whole world in his hands. The crowd was swinging their arms and being respectful of that. They're not singing. Why are they not singing? That's what I just don't get. But it got up during like explosive moments. And that's I just don't like that in a crowd. I want them to be up throughout the whole time. And obviously it's not going to be like that. So, it's mostly like that like the day after a pay-per-view, especially WrestleMania. But I just don't like that in a crowd, So overall, overall, good show. I enjoyed it. I like that they did Ultimate Warrior tributes by having certain superstars and divas wearing Ultimate Warrior shirts and face paints and stuff, but but they didn't like shove it down our throats that Ultimate Warrior is, nearly the Ultimate Warrior passed away. So I I sort of enjoyed that they, you know, they kept it real, but they still tributed Warrior at the same time by putting in like explosive moments of Warrior and stuff like that. So that was good on parts of WWE. I enjoyed that. So yeah, this is a good episode of Raw. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you all later. Boop, boop, boop.